Hey guys, welcome to this video. This is a private one-on-one session with Ed, another recipient winner of the Jazz Guitar Fellowship Contest for his extremely great, amazing performance of All of Me. Look it up. So in a minute, I'm going to have Ed here. I'll take some of the questions and we'll workshop it on guitar. Let's get going.
Can you help me structure my practice sessions? And I would like to keep doing the challenges from the Guitar Fellowship because I find them really valuable and I like the interaction with people there.
Yeah. Good question. So we can start in reverse, going like, okay, you have a certain amount of retention, maintenance, remembering, recall. Make it 10 minutes. It's got to be at a minimum. You can't do any less than 10 minutes. The 10 minutes should be on a song. You can
for retention.
Yeah.
For retention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do a song and you can cycle this through a week or two. After 10 days, you've reviewed 10 songs. So at least they're not fresh, but they're still around.
Right.
You could start with a warm-up. I insist on not like 25 minutes of warm-up, but maybe like 3 to 5 minutes, something to get you loose. Then in the middle, your main piece is a new tune in the fellowship, which you want to staple on your different balls, and you're more a chord melody guy, so you're going to spend more time on that piece. And then whatever you have left. So you see, we started at the back end, you get your warm-up and your main piece. Like whatever's left here, you can work on 6 and 7. So vocabulary.
Okay.
And see how you do. When you look at the baseline vocabulary in 6 and 7, you go, oh, you got it. Then maybe you can ask me, like, what should I put in there? It's like a container. But the good thing is, like, the whole structure, you could keep that for 6 months or a year as far as, like, overarching structure. But there are containers you could replace what's in it. Right? You could replace...
What can give me an insight into what I'm going to find when I go to vocabulary?
Lesson 6, shell +1, shell +2, meaning we look at staple chords, we remove the bass notes, and we keep the D, G, and B string. And sometimes the E, which you're doing, right, on All of Me, these moves.
Right.
So that's lesson 6, and ways to do this on 251, 1625 blues, with specific, like you mentioned, fluid movement in your comping. That's done. Lesson 7 is a 5-step workout on progressions that you could implement on any standard. For instance, you start with your scales, then you do your guide tones, you do your arpeggios, descending tones to target thirds, and then you improvise. So it's just a regiment improv workout. That is also modular. So you can take out a piece and go, yeah, I don't want to do guide tones anymore. I do enough of that in my comping. And you replace it with chromatic approach to the fifth. Like it doesn't matter as much what it is as the consistency of repeating that workout on a regular basis.
Okay, so you're saying that I should focus on 6 and 7. Besides the other things, in terms of the accelerator, I should focus on 6 and 7.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 6 and 7 being placeholders for, I want to get my comping better. I want to get my improv better. Right. So after you've done lesson 6, like the actual stuff, it may be a week or 2. Then you can find other materials. It could be stuff on Accelerator or on YouTube or anywhere else that fits. Like, oh, I find that's going to supplement my comping vocabulary. But the intention of not doing too much or not moving on too quick, because that's the thing with the 21st century. Like we get exposed to a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Right.
And then, there was this Michael Brecker masterclass interview at Berkeley, and the teacher, whatever, they ask him questions and he shows a pattern like whatever, and one of the students like, so you're gonna practice this week and next week? And Brecker frowns, right, goes, what? I'm gonna practice this thing for a year, man, before I get it. It's like, oh, okay, that's the depth of which you need to look at something. So it really is part of you. So
here's just a very quick funny story. I was a sophomore in high school, and they had a jazz band concert. And I grew up listening to jazz because my dad was a sax player. So all of a sudden, I hear a tenor sax jazz solo. And I was like, what the heck? It turns out I was in school with Michael and Randy Brecker.
Oh my God.
They went, and they played around. And even in high school, they were like very advanced. especially Michael, very advanced jazz players.
I'm sure. Uh, there's a guy in Chicago in the program, Alan, and he had a few lessons with a
Hmm.
guitarist that's on. It's called Heavy Metal Bebop. It's live, and there's a blues on there. That's not a blues. Like when they start soloing, they do 1/4/5 blues, but in the head, it's like fusiony. Like it goes places. Do you know that record?
Right. Which one is it? I
It's
missed
called
it.
Heavy Metal Bebop.
No, no.
It's a bit too much, like sound effects on the
Yes.
trumpet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But even the straight ahead, like some of the later Brecker, which is not like fusion, it's
Right.
deep, deep, yeah, deep stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I saw it doesn't exist anymore, but it used to be called IAJE, International Association for Jazz Education. It was like in New York and Toronto. They would do one thing. Anyways, Michael Brecker passed away
Yes.
that night, and
Oh my gosh.
Charlie Hayden was playing because they tried with the
Oh wow.
transplant of he had bone cancer and stuff, and Charlie Hayden just burst in tears on stage and kept playing. And after the solo, was
Wow.
like, "Damn, I'm still alive," Charlie Hayden.
Yeah.
But then Randy played on that night, so I think it was the year Alice Coltrane was dead. Also, Oscar Peterson passed away. The same, like it's just it was a
Weird.
strange, like 2008, I think. But regardless, Randy played that night, and I took
Mm.
the elevator with him. I was in my hotel. I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah, it's
Wow.
Randy Brecker.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I was a kid, so that was fun. What a play! I mean, Mike is strong, but Randy is. I love trumpet players. I have something with trumpet.
Yeah. It's a remarkable instrument. Um,
Okay, hit me.
yes. Okay, so um okay, so in terms of my practicing, which is really my hardest part in practicing is discipline. I tend to get obsessed with one song or something, and that's all I do. Like when I do that's what I've been doing. Like for the last year, 90% of my practicing is just doing the challenges.
Yeah. And it worked.
It worked. I have to tell you, um, it actually has helped me a tremendous amount. Again, another quick story. I am the type of person, if somebody asks me to play guitar, I freeze. Now, I play with people. If I'm playing with people, that's okay. But my real love is solo guitar anyway. And yet, if somebody asks me to play, I freeze. And also, like, if I go to Guitar Center to try out guitars, I'm like
You don't know what
typically pretty self-conscious. I went to Guitar Center a week or so ago, and I sat down and I was just playing one of the songs I had been playing, and I just felt comfortable doing it. A guy even came up and said, "Oh, that's really beautiful." But the point is that I was able to actually focus on playing and not be self-conscious about it.
good job. That's
And
what you
that's
do.
actually, yeah, that for me is really huge.